Welcome back. My name is Randy and I'm working to transform my body. I mentioned in my previous video that I made some changes to my routine. I will put on the screen what I am following. First, here is a look at the previous routine. Now here is the new routine. It is just a slight tweak from what I was doing, and it's condensed into fewer days. The idea behind this is that since my chest was benefiting from twice a week attention, I thought it would be selfish to not let the other body parts experience that same benefit. With that being said, today is a pull day. I have a morning and an evening session. The morning pull is focused on the back, and today is mostly horizontal movements. These movements target the traps, the rhomboids, and various other back muscles, but less on the lats. When I do the back again, it will be more vertical movements, more of a lat focus. So I'm starting with the bent over row using the barbell. I started with some warm-up sets using 45 pounds, 95 pounds, and 135 pounds. My working sets are 155 pounds. If you remember from an earlier video, I was using 185 pounds, but my form was a little sloppy. I decided to reduce the weight to be able to use better form. The form doesn't have to be perfect, but it can't be too sloppy either. I had too much swinging in my upper body, so now there's much less of that. I'm only doing 2 working sets here because I will be going right into my lying dumbbell rows, which are very similar. I do the dumbbell rows on the bench to take stress off my lower back and be able to focus better on the targeted muscles of the upper back. I can let my shoulders round forward a little bit to stretch the muscles while not letting the lower back round also. Next are the cable rows. For 2 sets, I use a wide grip, and I switch to a narrow grip for the other 2 sets. When I studied game film from previous workouts, I noticed that the different grips impacted the muscles differently. So I want to get more variety in the stimulation. I'm not sure which is actually better, so I am including both grips. The last exercise in this morning routine are the deadlifts from the pens. Some may call these rack pulls. I'm starting with the bar slightly below knee level. This reduces some of the stress from my lower back and takes the legs out of the equation. So after this, I cleaned up and went to work. After work, I did the next session. Here are the lateral raises using dumbbells. I did 2 warm-up sets using 10 pounds and then 15 pounds. My working sets are with 20-pound dumbbells. I'm using the bench just to prevent me from using too much body English to get the weights up. This movement focuses on the side delts, but as you can see from the rear view, other muscles are involved also. Next, I go right into a similar movement, the cable lateral raises. The resistance curve here is very different than when using dumbbells. With the cables, the first half of the movement is quite challenging. With dumbbells, the first half of the movement provides almost no resistance. So it's like these are opposites of one another. With the dumbbells, I use 20 pounds per arm. With these cables, I'm only using 10 pounds per arm. After doing 2 normal sets, I increased the weight by about 50% to do a set of only partial reps. There is a lot of discussion in the fitness community about the benefits of partials, especially in the stretched position. So I have included a set of only partials to be able to check this box. Next are the bent over raises for the rear delts. On this first set, I am using 25-pound dumbbells, which I think is a tad too much. My range of motion is not great, and it feels like I am incorporating too many other muscles to get the weight up. So on sets 2 and 3, I dropped the weight down to 20 pounds. Here I'm doing face pulls. These work the rear delts and the traps. Now on to the biceps. Here are alternating dumbbell curls. I have found that I can do slightly more weight when I do alternating curls as opposed to doing both arms at the same time. Of course, it also takes longer. When you see me lean a little towards the side doing the curl, that isn't for body English. That is to have a more natural movement pattern in my arm. My arms are connected to the torso at the top to create a lever. Without the weights, when I bring my arms up, they tend to come in towards my chest. When I have weights in my hands, I want to create a smooth flow. So when I lean into it, the movement can be closer to straight up and down. If I didn't lean, the movement would need to be angled in towards my chest, and this doesn't work as well with gravity pulling straight down. Here I am doing seated hammer curls. These will work the biceps, but the neutral grip puts more focus on the forearms than the previous exercise. Also, this exercise targets the brachialis, which is a muscle hidden under the biceps. It can prop up the biceps to make them look even bigger. The last exercise in this session and for the day are the barbell shrugs for the traps. The traps already got a little work from the face pulls from earlier. And here I'm just doing 2 sets of shrugs today. Well, that's it for now. I will go through the leg day and the new routine in the next video. Again, there will be a morning session and an evening session. So talk to you later.